I'm a single mom. I have 3 boys. Dylan was always a difficult kid. He is so stubborn. He knows exactly what he wants. He will stand up for what he believes in. I started seeing signs of him withdrawing from activities that he really liked to do. He would call me and not want to be at school. He started ditching school. After school, he would just lay in his room and just be alone. One night, it got bad. I heard some pounding. Didn't realize what it was. He had pounded his head against the wall until he seized. And I got him in the car. And while we were driving, he said, "I don't want to be alive anymore. I don't want to do this." Right in that moment, I realized I have no idea what to do in the mental health crisis. You go to the hospital when you break a bone. You go to the hospital when your appendix bursts. Where do you go when your mental health is so bad that you don't want to live anymore? He jumped out of the car while it was going. He threw a rock against the windshield and shattered it. Against everything inside of me, I took him to the emergency room. You go in and the security guard asked me to sign him in and asked what I was there for. And when I told him it was a mental health crisis and Dylan had tried to take his life, they took me right back to a room. He was at the darkest I've ever seen him. He was mean. I just remember thinking, I hope that people know that this isn't who he really is. They were kind and patient and soft-spoken, and there was no judgment at all. And for me, that was huge because I was already judging myself. These nurses did their job. They get paid to do a job, but they went above and beyond by being so kind and honest and helpful and reassuring. At one point, a code was called because he got a little aggressive with one of the sitters. All of the security came, and they were so kind. They were like, "Don't worry, you are doing the best thing. You're here, you're present." Dylan kept saying, "I'm just being held. This is just a holding cell." There was one nurse in particular who said, "You're right, it is. And it is awful that there isn't treatment for you right now. And it is awful that you have to wait. But we're here to keep you safe." Just that small, honest vulnerability from her really made him open up. He actually gave her a hug. After 4 days at St. George Regional, he did get a placement at Wasatch Canyons up in Salt Lake. I could start seeing changes in him. He started talking to me about things that he wouldn't have talked to me before. And I slowly started seeing him come back again, even though it was the hardest decision I've ever had to make. I believe it gave him the chance at a better life.
I learned that I've always had this depression because I've been on medication to help me cope with it. But before I never knew that I had it. And I feel like being in the mental hospital really helped me learn ways to cope with it, which was really helpful, and also to feel like I'm not the only person who's going through it.
If you're worried about your child, please reach out. Please get help. Talk to your pediatrician. Talk to your family practice doctor. There's resources.
I felt like I had 100 cheerleaders behind me, helping me do this huge thing that I felt like I was starting alone. His depression will always be there and it will always be something he has to work through. And to look back on it and know that he got the help that he needed and the extra love and attention, I'm just grateful for everyone who was part of it.